Summer weather has certainly lost its edge, and the dry weather has apparently lost its edge here at the very end of the summer season. There's hot weather in the country. Not as much, it's not as large in scale and scope, and it certainly has dropped out of the northern plains for the most part. And here in the northern plains, rain chances over the next couple of weeks, as with the last week or so, are beginning to look a little bit more regular. I'm seeing radars much more active than they were during most of July and August, and that makes a huge difference. Also, the tropical areas of the eastern sections of North America, especially those areas that are prone to tropical storms and hurricanes, need to be on alert as the tropics have become quite active again. Hot weather dominating the deep south and the lower part of the Midwest, but much milder weather this weekend, dropping into the northern plains. And keep your eye on that cool stuff up north. A little trough of low pressure in the jet stream will drag some of that cooler weather down. It's not going to invade much of the United States, but watch for this, sometime around the latter part of the week to bring some pretty cool weather into parts of western Canada. Keep an eye on this part of the pattern because that's going to get repeated again in September. Meanwhile, we'll still have some 90-degree weather and maybe some days even hotter than that from Nebraska down into Texas. Most of the Middle West certainly will be warm, but there will be a lot of 70s and to around 80 degrees over the northern plains and northern Great Lakes. This cool weather by the end of the week will likely quickly retreat. A little bit of a warm up along the west coast, but no 120s. Just going to be warm out there. The really hot stuff will stay from Florida to Kansas to Texas and then in the Mojave Desert. That's about the only place it will stay hot. I said keep an eye on this cool area. We'll look toward the end of the period, which will be approaching Labor Day. It looks like some pretty chilly weather coming into western Canada. Again, I don't anticipate that invading much of the U.S. In fact, the general temperature pattern across central North America and the central United States in particular, as we get into the very end of August and the early part of September, overall looks near or slightly warmer than average. So we're not talking about a tremendous cool down. It just means here in the northern plains, we're going to knock the hot weather back. Now, with this transition into cooler weather, we are seeing occasional chances for showers and thunder showers, and the areas that I am dignifying here by no color at all also may get some rain. It just looks like the concentration will be in the green areas. There is expected to be a chance at a tropical system, possibly a hurricane, coming into the Gulf sometime later this week, so we'll have to keep an eye on potentially heavy rains there. The monsoon is bringing rainfall into parts of New Mexico and Arizona. West Coast looks dry. Second week leading up to Labor Day, there still will be a chance for showers and thunderstorms in the upper Midwest and parts of the northern plains.